guys to everyone. It's Ada from Poison Rock, and today we give a fourth, fifth welcome back. I don't know anymore, but it's been a long time. Welcome back to Kayla. How are you, Kayla?
Hi,
Welcome
thank
back.
you. Thanks for having me.
I missed you. It's been too much.
Too long, too long.
Yeah, we used to do it around for every 4 or 5 months. Now it's been 1 year and
A year
something.
and a half.
I have coffee too.
Mm,
You see the coffee interview, the chit chat.
keeps me going.
We didn't know it. It was spontaneous. So, even
My
a,
cat,
I want a cat too.
he wanted to be part of the interview.
Of course, we love animals.
He comes up here. He's shy. He just
Oh,
likes to get in the way.
this is weird. So of course, in all this time, last time we left it, we were speaking about which mountains a little bit here. We spoke about when you did was it Dynamo? What festival was that we dressed
Yeah.
dead? Then a lot
Yeah.
of things happened. Forbidden come back on the scene. Things happened. So the world
Yeah.
changed in the meantime. So in all this time, apart that literally the last recent band you join, project you join, Vintersea, that is going amazing, and we're going to speak about in last couple of minutes. What did Kayla? What did you do in the last year and a half? I saw you were doing yoga. That's beautiful enough.
Yeah. So I moved to LA for like 6 months.
Okay. Okay.
And when we last spoke, that's where I was.
Okay.
And I just it was during the actor strike. So when
Oh yeah, yeah,
Forbidden
yeah.
came, yeah. So when Forbidden came back, I thought I'll take a break from music was really what
Okay.
I was planning on doing, to be honest. Um, but when I moved and I like moved to LA and everything,
Yeah.
and it was funny because the second that I moved there, the actor strike started.
I
And as well,
remember.
I don't know if people know, but I'm a SAG actor, so I'm with the
I
Screen Actors
I
Guild. Yeah. And so if I work during that time, it's not good.
because
And it's not
yeah.
allowed. So basically, I was just hanging out in LA, jobless.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And I loved it. Like, I loved the area that I was living in,
Yeah.
near West Hollywood, but um, it wasn't sustainable and I wasn't getting any acting work. And so there really wasn't anything for me to do. And then I left because my mom got sick for a while and I left to go take care of her. And the second I left, they lifted the strike and they, figured out a negotiation. And it was almost like it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
So then I asked myself, where do I really want to be? And the truth was that I wanted to live at the Oregon coast. And so now I'm living here.
So
Um, yeah,
video I see of you doing yoga, it's the Oregon coast.
yeah,
I loved it because it's perfect. It's perfect. It claims this is mindful. It claims mindfulness. There is written on the sky there, mindfulness.
yeah.
It's
It's
perfect.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I needed peace in my life. And, you know, I feel like I have that here. It's not without it's like the people here. I definitely, it's different. I'll just
Yeah.
say that it's different.
Yeah.
And it's been an adjustment. But to be honest, my people are the metal community. And so
Yeah.
it's so interesting because Vintersea is based out of Albany and or Albany, Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you look at the map of the Oregon coast, it's literally directly inland from where I'm at along the Oregon coast. So I drive maybe an hour inland to practice every weekend.
Which is
And then I get to live at the coast and like I'm only a couple hours away from Portland. So I've still got access to my Witch Mountain dudes. And it's really
so
just
it's
perfect.
yeah, because you have
Yeah.
your two actual musical project, so the main one, which are like you said, 2 hours and 1 hour, which usually
Yeah.
would be the opposite side, like I don't know, in California, maybe would be like 6 hours driving for just going
Yeah.
to LA to San Francisco or somewhere around the area.
Exactly.
And you are
Yeah.
in between, in the middle,
Yeah.
and of finding the
And
balance.
exactly. And it's interesting because I moved here a couple months before they announced that they needed a new vocalist. And then I saw a post. I was Facebook friends with Carl for a few years, I think. And I saw a post that they were looking for a new singer. And I said, I saw it and I was like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't reach out
to them.
I don't really know why, but I just didn't. And then Carl reached out to me. I didn't even like the post or anything. I just saw it and kept it moving because,
Yeah.
I just trying to figure out my life. And then he reached out and he was like, do you want to try out? And I did, and I got it. And I guess the rest is history, and it's going really well.
Yeah.
And I love where I live now. And, it makes, the solitude worth it.
Which is the best
So
sometimes. It's the best thing sometimes, or even
yeah,
more than sometimes. When you have found your own temple, you like your own
yeah,
house, it's your own temple, sacred, and you have to approve everyone that has to go inside.
exactly,
Yeah. And maybe,
exactly.
yeah,
And I'm still working on
yeah, I
getting
understand.
better at that. But the
And
ocean is beautiful, and so it's like, how bad can it really
but
be?
also,
You
no,
know?
it's perfect. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, like I was saying, like I said, I think once in an interview with the Vitriol to Kyle, because he's from Oregon too.
Yeah,
We were talking, and I once I mentioned him, like I had like long time ago, I had this opportunity of moving in like Oswego, and because this musician was talking me about this beautiful landscape he has, the view from his house, and then my mom's like, oh, there is ocean there, and I was watching that, just the sea with the black rocks was something that reminds me of Sicily somehow, because you have those we have those volcanic rocks, or
yeah,
this high cliff, black cliff,
yeah,
and the blue sea, and which of course is not the same color as the ocean, but sometimes when it's darker, and it gives a sense of peace. I was like, it wouldn't be bad because it's all kind of almost, it's not going like in the mount on Northern Europe. It's like going maybe in a place that is surrounded by the sea somehow, like
yeah.
where I live. And I had this opportunity long time ago, but of course it was meant to be at the time. But in all that road from LA to California to some Oregon, I think is the best in the entire world for me. Everyone said it. They say you have to do it and drive it. It's 8 hours of driving, I think, from San Francisco to.
Yeah, about 8 hours. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It is.
so you found a place with that said that has nature for, I think, your inner peace spirit, because of course I assume that seeing your video, which you have to teach yoga, you have to do yoga online, because you do kind of the yoga that I want to do, which is a kind of a flowing, because it's not just like about all keeping the balance.
Yeah,
You let your flow and everything moving,
yeah.
the
The
energy.
balances are really hard and really dangerous too. And so for me, I'm like, okay, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, literally. If I break my neck, nobody's coming.
That's a creepy movie.
So yeah.
No, that's and of course, like I said, the sea and having the band, having the music, because there is also like a beautiful. It's not only for Vitriol, there are also the Witcher from Oregon, which is an amazing band. Those are amazing people. So there is a beautiful music scene, and of course, Witch Mountain, which is like the first you joined Witch Mountain in 2014, 15, something like that.
15, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so it's almost 10 years.
I know.
So it's like
Crazy.
so with them, what is going on? Because I read something online about some festival, or if you're working some new songs or something.
Yeah, yeah. So we just announced that we're going to be headlining one day of a festival in the UK.
Okay.
And it's going to be my first time playing the UK ever, or even going there.
Really?
Um, yeah, and so that's really exciting. It's a little bit, I've waited a long time
To-
to go overseas with Witch Mountain, and it's just never. I mean, obviously we've played Canada lots of times,
yeah, of
but
course.
like truly overseas with Witch Mountain, um,
You need.
and it's called the Masters of the Riff Festival, and it's going to be February 28th to March 2nd next year. So that's very exciting.
It's really
Um,
close, so it's kind of a couple of months.
Yeah, it's coming up
It's
here soon.
really close.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I think you're gonna already try to do some rehearsal for this upcoming live show.
Yeah, I think we're going to be starting that after Christmas.
Okay.
I I'm busier than I've ever been in my entire life, and uh things never stop happening in my personal life either, and so that's draining as well.
Yeah.
And so even just and I got a new job, and so even just trying to stay on top of all of that um
You have to.
is extremely difficult. And so I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities as of recently, ever since, I know maybe talked last time about, although I'm not going to name names. I
Yes.
was in Australia for a while.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel like ever since I moved to Australia for 3 months, and like I joined a band and that didn't work
Yeah.
out, ever since then, my life has been this nonstop
Yeah.
flow
Of
of
the opportunity.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like the universe in a way is trying to
Exactly.
make up for
Yeah.
something that maybe was supposed to work out but didn't.
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
and yet, like, the universe keeps throwing things at me, and now I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Because it's challenging.
And yeah, and then not having a support system in my personal life to back me up in any of that has been extremely nearly impossible.
It puts you to
um
stronger than tougher than you should be. Because having a
yeah,
network of support, maybe you can rely a little bit. And instead, it's all
yeah,
on your shoulder. And
yeah. And logistically too, like, it's just not, there are just some things I cannot, like, it would be really nice to have somebody helping me with, and that doesn't happen. And so we're going to be starting rehearsals
January.
after Christmas, and you know we'll
It's
see like how that goes.
for sure. If I mean you're gonna play, for sure they're gonna go cool. And of course, it's a good way to it's a good way, I mean the best way to come back, let's say over the pond in UK, starting there, because once people start talking UK about Witch Mountain, they already get to know you in Belgium and Netherlands, I think that area, and it's easier
Yeah,
to spread. And I think it's gonna
yeah,
be easier maybe for the summer festival for Witch.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
we'd love
are.
to do
I
that.
still have I still have that image of you dressed in white in a
Oh.
festival. That was you. People loved you there. Loved you there. So
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I
I'd
don't.
love to do another big festival.
Yeah.
It's, the timing when I joined Vintersea, it's looking like all of the, like, we have a really great booking agency right now. We're
But
with
that's
Continental.
yeah.
Yeah, and we have a really great manager, Jeff Keller. And it's just that the timing of when I joined, like, all of the 2025
Yeah.
summer festivals were already booked because they book a year in advance.
And
And
it's
so we couldn't even really submit because there's no point. Everything's booked
yeah.
up. And so maybe 2026 with
Yeah.
Vintersea, and definitely 2026 with Witch Mountain for more festivals. We've
Yeah.
already been talking about it. So we're going to do at least
Because
something
I
this
think
summer.
with the staying also with the Witch Mountain, there has been kind of a like an idea of releasing any, because I think last album was in 2018.
Yeah. So we got to focus on new music too. And it's just so interesting. Witch Mountain is just the kind of band where we just, you know, we take long breaks, and then we come out every 5 or 10 years with an amazing album. And it's just,
A bit.
since before I joined the band, that's what they've been doing. And so it's just, that's that kind of band. And 10 years is quite a long time, but to be honest, it was, we needed this time, like, each individually in our personal lives. And
Growth, I think, as well.
yeah, there were just, people had things going on in their personal lives. It's not always just me. And
I
we
mean,
just needed to take a break.
yeah, and of course, I mean, I think also having the opportunity of, like I said, for playing in UK and whatever festival is going to be in US as well, is a chance also to having maybe more like, maybe we should bring some a new song, maybe just start with a new song or some new material.
Yeah.
I think playing lives always give you the hint to have a new ideas, maybe
Yeah.
also the motivation, to stay there and compose, because it's not that
Exactly.
you sit there, you sing, and it's done. It's not like you have a big, gigantic studio company behind you that you go only there to record your vocal, and then you have the lyrics. Okay, I'm done. Bye. Like, I don't know, Madonna or
Yeah.
it's done. It's all about
Yeah.
you have to write the lyrics, you have to compose the lyrics, so it requires times.
Yeah, we don't work with songwriters. I don't do that crap. I've no offense, but I don't do that. A lot of people do, and I don't. We write our own songs.
Yeah,
We're real band. Both
yeah,
the bands that I'm in, we're real bands. We write our own fucking songs.
yeah.
And so that takes time. And Rob started his own studio. He's got his own studio going called Wrong Way Recording in Portland. And so that'll be something interesting because last time we put out an album, he wasn't doing that. And
So
so we
that's
just,
something different that would happen.
yeah, we worked exclusively with Billy Anderson. We recorded at the Hallowed Halls studio in Portland. And this time, I'm sure we will work with Billy in some capacity again, but we'll be doing a lot of the recording at Rob's studio, which is
So
great.
yeah, and I will have a different impact of the sound too. And of
Yeah.
course, that's about which mountain that, like we said, for people that are in UK or maybe even, I don't know, they saw you in Belgium, they were crazy about you. Just take a ferry and they come join you in Belgium.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so compact there that I
Yeah,
feel like
too much.
people can show up,
Too much
hopefully.
comfort. That's why I love living in Sicily because I feel that I have more space. If I was
Mm,
in Europe, Central Europe, I would be like squished.
yeah.
Like it's cool, but it feels that you need to wants to break it. If you are,
Yeah.
when I lived in Belgium, it's a beautiful place, beautiful land, but I think you are blocked. You can go wherever you want, but you are blocked. It feels too much small compared,
Yeah.
even because when you're in an island, you feel the sea, so you see the horizon. In some places in Europe, you don't see the horizon.
You
Imagine,
can't see. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
like in Austria, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
A painting, an historical painting, but waking up every day without seeing the horizon. And for me, and I think for you too, that you
Same.
close to the sea.
Yeah.
It's something that I can't imagine not to see the sea or the mountain and the sea, because from here, and I think from even from when you are in the top of the highest peak of the mountain, behind you, you can see all the sea with the small islands.
Yep.
Can't stay. I mean, I'm in the nature with the waterfall and I have the sea behind me. I couldn't stay in a place that I can't offer all of this. But
Yeah.
for people that are in the center of Europe, which is almost cool, they can take a ferry, just join you in the United Kingdom and see which one.
Please do.
It's a
Yes,
good way to
please.
support the band also and to show the love. And around October, it was announced publicly now that you were joining Vintersea. So you
Yeah.
already mentioned how you met them. And you did the first single with them. I mean, you recorded the single with them, or was already there, the single Celestial Obsession? Obsession. Yeah, you're right. Obsession. Okay, I can pronounce it.
Yeah.
Obsession.
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 It's a weird word. I've honestly like
Obsession.
I'd seen the word before, but when
Obsession.
they presented the song to me, so it was already written instrumentally,
Okay.
and then I came in and I added the vocals and the lyrics, which
Okay.
is
Okay. 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 So you take part in
normally,
the composition. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And you know, I was like shocked at how, because it sounded very symphonic, and I love bands like Septic Flesh, and instantly when I heard that song with all of the strings and stuff, I thought about Septic Flesh. Um, and how, because it's like heavy
Yeah.
symphonic. It's not like, operatic symphonic. And so I was definitely going for that vibe with the vocals. And then I thought, there's this opportunity to have like a soil work kind of chorus. And I was
Yeah.
trying to do sort of what Bjorn does in the chorus there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so
And,
that was kind of my inspiration for that song. I also incorporated a lot of screeches, which is not something I've done on like audio before,
yeah.
on record before. But that I was inspired by Kyo from Deer and Gray. a lot of the like high screeches that he does. And so I was able to bring in a lot of my recent um, influences. I've gained a lot of influences from the Japanese metal community since I last put something out with Dress the Dead. So I've kind of, my mind is opened up to that whole world of music now. And so I'm starting to bring in elements of that too, which is exciting. So
But also, and it like you reach almost immediately, like we're saying, a lot of views on the music video, at least a lot of hundreds of thousands of views, which is really, it's big because sometimes band reach like those peak like in a month. Like it was, I think, less than a month probably that you and it is the first single with you, so I guess there's more coming soon.
Yeah, like after we get off the call, I'm gonna go demo 2 more songs for Vintersea. Yeah, and so right now we're just demoing because we are working on maybe shopping around to labels, like we love M Theory, but also with this transition, we think it might be time for something different. So, that's sort of what we're doing. And it's kind of nerve-wracking, like I've never been in a situation where I've actually been courted by a label, where they're interested and they have responded and they want to hear things from us. So it's very exciting, and hopefully it goes well. We'll see. We've got interest from a few labels at this point.
Just the one that suit the best to the interest of the band, and that match the best, of course, the better, of course.
Yeah.
Because of course, also the video clip was the music video is really cool. It's really well directed. And you're amazing. I mean, you in every video that you with the dad and in everything, they're amazing. But in this one, I felt celestial obsession. We have to obsession. We have to learn the word because otherwise people type obsession.
Obsession. It could be obsession. Yeah.
I can spell it ABSI, but it's faster. But it was the first time that you had kind of think this openness in the video clip, like another side of Kayla. You can see this video clip, like another side of you, like that more the extreme maybe side kind of music side. Kayla, that's cool because and I think you had, I can imagine, a lot of fun doing the video.
It was a lot of fun. Carl's great. Carl does all of our videos. He's a videographer here in the Portland area, and he's fantastic. And all I really did was write a video treatment, and then he took it and he fixed it. And he's like, here's what's wrong with this. Here's what we need to do to make this vision happen. And he molded it into this amazing story where and it all just was cohesive and makes sense. And he's really brilliant at what he does, and we're very lucky to have him.
Since there is this single out, celestial obsession, we're going to let's just give to the people like let's try to explain what it's about, to give just an idea, because at least you understand why this title so complicated and the video so beautiful but extreme. What's going on? What is about this?
So obsession means to fall away. Okay. So celestial obsession, when I first heard because the song came to me already written with orchestrations and everything, and a title, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go off this title for the lyrics. And so the first thing I thought was about ego, right? And it's been a reoccurring theme, and it's basically all I write about these days is the sort of the dying away of the human ego. And I wanted to take a story about a person whose ego was just so gigantic that it was sort of looming or hanging over all of us in a very supernal kind of way. And supernal is a lyric that's, in the beginning of the song, and it means, to hang above or to loom. And that I wanted to take that a person's ego and sort of personify it, or turn it into, like, talk about it in the way of like a celestial body,
Yeah.
and sort of paint this picture of just the heavens falling. And then we've drawn a lot of parallels as well to Kali, and sort of like talking about like the Kali Yuga, and
Yeah.
the phases that we're going through as a species, as
Yeah.
humanity, and how it sort of feels like we're nearing the end of a cycle, in terms of just
Yeah. We are.
who we are as human beings. And so that's why we've got worshiping Kali in the video as well. And in the beginning, I wanted to tell a story of myself, and myself in another reality, where these aliens come down
Yeah.
from who knows where,
Yeah.
and they represent each of us. So in the video, you'll see some of the members have been sort of attacked by this ego
Yeah.
virus, and we've
She's
got
the
our
alien
eyes
virus. Yeah.
whited out. Yeah, and it really is. And
Yeah.
so when these other beings come down from wherever, they're the ego versions of ourselves. And so that's why I switch back and forth between myself and the alien version of myself in the video. And I sort of wanted to show, and we left it on a cliffhanger. Like, what does happen? Do I end up killing I would love to turn it into a concept album. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be cool. Or at least a part two. Or at least a part
maybe,
two.
yeah.
Or maybe do another single about something else and leave the people waiting and coming later. Like
That's a great idea, I mean,
people
Vintersea has done concept albums before in the past. But it might be cool to continue the story. And we wanted to sort of leave it on a question of like, who are you going to let win, your ego or yourself?
And it's an important question to leave the people to answer themselves, because at the moment, no matter which country we live in, we have these people above us that they are ruled by their own ego. So this is important for us to reflect, like we should stay silent and obey all the time to those ego of those people, of those ruler, whatever you want to call it. And then maybe that in the micro play, the microcosm, so it's on our life, we face all the time, like in the social media, the ego of the human beings, the ego that you see on the social media, it's everywhere, the platform. What we see, there is always ego, and we sometimes fall ourselves in that ego side. So this is important. So I have to fall in that ego myself, or I have to let that go, because sometimes we forget, that it's like a mask in ego sometimes.
It is.
It could be a good way to let people to reflect also to the situation where we are living at the moment worldwide. So
so we tried to we tried to fit a lot of really sort of I want to say like complicated, I don't want to say complicated, but sort of complex ideas into a short song. And there's a lot of symbology in there. And so whenever I get a chance to sort of explain what it all was really meant to mean, I do. So like, even there's this one line in the song, gored by the one-legged bull of Dharma, you cycle and bounce. That's talking obviously about the Kali Yuga and like the cyclical nature of who we are as humanity. And the cycle and bounce is talking about, theory of the Big Bang and the universe.
Exactly. The life of the law of the universe itself, let's say.
And so I was trying to fit a lot in there, but I think I made sense of it.
Yeah, but it's it's really it's deep, and I think it should keep like an eye on having maybe a second part somewhere. Just leave it like hanging this song there, maybe, and maybe coming back later or soon after, because it's
I think that's a great idea.
Even from a music video perspective, that would be super Cool. You can make it, and of course, everyone that wants to check it out better, Vintersea, they are active in social media. They have been active, I think, since we have to do an interview with Vintersea. All the
We would love that.
yeah,
We would love that.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as there's gonna be some new single out, we're gonna put
Yeah.
the band together so we can explain the first single and the second one.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good idea, and it's gonna be the first time also because it's always been me and you. You will
I
have
know.
so yes,
Yeah.
co-host.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun, and of course, like aside, I mean, people can see this, they can find also the song on. I think on they can stream, they can see the video. Some band come to the song, or it's only on I don't know, Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, like it's everywhere.
Okay, so
yeah.
like
it's not out physically yet.
Of course, I mean, at least a couple of songs then before putting it out physically.
Right. Yeah.
But so like you have really a lot going on at the moment. So let's say at the very least before ending. So there is a live show coming up for Witch Mountains in UK. Some, I think, live shows will be announced with the time for 2025, 2026, whatsoever.
Yeah.
Maybe some new music. So let's say that for everyone that asks, what is doing Kayla? Witch Mountain, Vintersea, stream the video, listen to the music, support the band, and of course, I don't know if you have some other works going on by yourself or.
I do. I can't say much, but I've been working on a very special project with some people that are well known in the thrash community. Okay. So we'll see about that too.
You will okay. We are starting to do every 4 months, 5 months an interview again. We are back. Finally. It was too long. It's like when you're far for too long, then you have every 5 months and we come back again. So no, but it's good. I mean, you deserve like I always thought about your talent, that you're super talented. So you have to be more in the music scene than you have ever since the beginning, but we more frequently seeing, at least also in Europe.
Yeah.
And of course Italy too, because it's a place that you have to be. But I would
love to come there.
But I think I will come someday. I'm planning to be around September 2025 around LA. Yes, I want to visit because I would like to move for real. So it's
fun.
LA, San Francisco, and Oregon. So yeah, I want to do it. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna give you a call.
Please do. We gotta hang out.
Of course.
Yes.
We have interviews this time. We leave the interviews far from us. So I'm gonna say if there are any news, let me know. But I will find out. Stay tuned on your social. People can follow you, of course, because I think you give also singing lessons to just people know.
I haven't done that in a long time, just because I'm so busy. But I'm sure I'll start it back up again.
Okay, so there's a chance to. Okay.
Yeah, but people feel free to reach out, and if it's a right fit, I might have some openings for maybe 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't be going back to like 30, having a roster of 30 people anytime soon.
Okay, so let's say that at the moment, Kayla is going with the music and other project that we will see. And of course, people following your social media, they can see you're performing, sometimes uploading some cover or something. And for the time being, so meaning waiting the news, I'm gonna wish you a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Mine is Saturday evening, almost Sunday.
Oh, because we've got such a time difference.
Yeah, it's almost in 10 minutes it's Sunday.
Oh gosh. Thank you so much for staying up and meeting with me.
Saturday night, like I'm not like an old woman being home having coffee at midnight instead. Okay. It's also a pleasure to talk with you again, and let's do it in less than 5 months or 6 months. It can be 1 year, too much.
Yes, please.
Let's do it again. It was lovely to see you again, and I wish you a beautiful day.
Yes.
Afternoon by now.
You as well.
Kisses. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.